to the Sonic Shuffle, oh my god, is it holistic?
Yeah,
Yeah, my brain's having
holistic.
random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. I'm one of the students, Devon.
I am the other student, Morg.
And I'm the teacher, Dan. Last week's recording was destroyed by one of Dr. Robotnik's deadly speed traps.
Got
God damn it.
Wiped out. Got wiped out. We lost it.
Yeah. After giving it some thought, I figured, well, we ran a little short during our original recording, so I figured we could just do it over and throw in some extra stuff to pad it out when it's actually ready.
And you're in luck. I have Swiss cheese memory, so I don't remember a goddamn thing.
It's okay. I only remember the knuckle jokes.
Yeah. All right. Good. I'm kind of glad because now I can repeat the incredible line that'll show up, I think, about 2/3 of the way through this. And okay. So we're picking back up on Sonic Boom. Last time we left off, Sonic had accidentally awoken an evil snake man named Lyric, who has like some sort of armor thing for his torso, arms, and legs.
He's like an egg. He's not Eggman related, but he's like round. Isn't he? Like his body, head.
Yeah,
thing.
his like armor stuff is definitely
He looks
round.
like he has a Scooby-Doo diver suit on.
He totally
like
does.
I'm getting a very specific memory of a Scooby-Doo villain with a diver suit on, and that's what I envision him as.
Yeah. Or like the Big Daddies or whatever from Bioshock.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Picking up from last time, Sonic and his friends, the gang, are in the hub world, and they need to find Cliff, because Cliff, who is like a local archaeologist or something, would be able to tell them about this whole thing with the ruins and Lyric and all that.
Hey, what if it was Hog World instead of Hub World?
Okay, let's go with that.
Oh, okay.
So...
It's a hedgehog world. We're all just living in it.
Is his hedgehog world and we're just spinning in it.
Yeah. So this first hog world is a sort of canyon area, and I will be shrinking down a lot of this describing because, like, all that's really here is, well, the bulk of this is just puzzle platforming, and I don't really need to go into detail about that. So, yeah, they're in the hog world, they do some puzzles, and they go to a dig site, where they find Cliff. And Cliff makes a joke.
Is Cliff an animal?
Yeah, Cliff is like... Let me just look him up real quick.
Isn't he like... Is he a chipmunk? I don't know. Wait, actually, what is he?
I don't think it's like... There's like a hard definition of what Cliff is. There's no Cliff the whatever. But
Devon definitely is a better student than me because he did his homework.
He's got spikes, so maybe he's a hedgehog? Yeah.
I mean, Knuckles kind of has spikes. And it is not a hedgehog.
He could be like...
Hey, what if it was Knuckles from Flapjack?
Oh, like the captain?
Yeah.
I would appreciate Knuckles here.
I love
try to do
thick Knuckles.
I would try to do the Knuckles voice, but I can't, so I won't.
Right. So, let's see, there's a bit about how... There's like a joke about how if someone were to unleash ancient evil, it would be horrible, and Sonic accidentally reveals... Like, they try to ask what sort of They basically try to ask if they know anything about the lyric situation, just going off description, and he's like, I don't know exactly what you mean, but here's something close. And Cliff just fills them in on a bunch of, like, background lore. Lyric, or the Snake Man from before is named Lyric. He is the last survivor of an ancient civilization called the Ancients.
Very creative.
Yeah. In fact, like, later on in what we're covering today, like, Lyric specifically refers to the Ancients as the Ancients in a scenario where you wouldn't think they'd be called that. I'll go over that later.
They're just born old.
It's a proper name.
They would, like, harvest energy from these, like, magical crystals, and they would live in harmony with nature, but except for Lyric. Lyric was evil. The Ancients seem to be like snake creatures, and Lyric is the last survivor of them.
Satan. Like the serpent, or whatever.
Yeah, Lyric tried to, like, steal the crystals to power an army of machines, and was imprisoned for his crimes. And there's, like, a bit about how he's absolutely evil, and if anyone were to unleash him, that would be extremely dangerous and bad for everyone, but that's what Sonic did, haha.
And Sonic gets all sweaty and starts tugging on his collar and is like, ugh.
He goes,
He has a collar? I guess the scarf thing. Bandana.
Yeah, sorry. He starts tugging on his scarf and he gets all sweaty. He says, I gotta get out of here, Scoob.
So, like, now the goal is to, like, get to all the crystals before Lyric does. And, like, Cliff has with him, like, this funny little robot named Quincy, which is spelt out as QNC. I think it's off-screen, but Quincy gives him this, like, overlay thing called Ava. Ava just lets them find secret passages, but the thing about the secret passages in this game is, like, they're all very obviously marked, so you don't actually need Ava to find secret passages.
I'm more of a Gundam fan anyway.
Let's see, they go through some ruins to find anything useful. They find, like, this crystal key that'll let them get to the next area. And then Knuckles and Amy, like, go off to go rescue some miners that are in, like, a mine sort of built adjacent to these ruins. The guy who gives them the mission is Earl. He's in the cartoon. I think it's a fairly minor appearance, though. They do that. Not much to comment on there.
Were they, like, trapped in a mine? Like...
Yeah, the miners were trapped in the mine. Like, I think there was a cave-in or something.
Yeah, we get this whole extended, like, play scene with Knuckles and Amy as, like, Sonic just kind of, like, says bye.
Yeah, he just leaves.
He just, like, kind of leaves them to be trapped in that mine.
Now I have, like, a minor song stuck in my head about Springfield, Nova Scotia, because miners were stuck. It's actually a very sad song, but it's very fucking catchy.
Huh. That does sound interesting.
I will post it later. It's good.
Cool. Maybe I'll throw it in as the outro or something. Or splice it in.
It's kind of a sad song.
I'll just splice it in. I don't know. Maybe I'll just put a link in the show notes.
Yeah, that might be the way to do it.
Yeah, they'll hear it somehow.
They find this big door that goes to the next area, but first they start a side quest, which actually they'll solve later on. So, there is this old turtle named Tucker, and his family has, like, these special plants that are actually horrible vines, and it's very bad for them, and Tucker somehow thinks that they can time travel It's
What?
he like thinks that he can solve the problem with time travel or something.
Isn't like not to call back to the lost recording, but isn't time travel like part of this game?
Yeah, it doesn't come up until later on, but it
Oh,
just
okay. What's that thing?
Apparently, he messed up his crop so bad that only time travel can fix it, which I want to know what he used.
yeah, there's an
Yeah, that's some
answer.
wild shit.
I truly want to know what he did to be like, you
Mhm.
have to travel in time to fix this.
Yeah, so I can like tell you like it'll come up later, so I'll tell you
I
then.
saw it later. I saw it later. I want to know what's in that bottle.
Okay. So they sort of agree to this. You get a notification that says go back in time and see past Tucker.
More like fucker, because he fucked up the crops.
Yeah.
I'm imagining the turtle from Deltarune, I think, or was it? No, it was
Undertale.
original. It was original. It was
Yeah.
Undertale. That's right.
Gerson from OG Undertale.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's who I'm picturing.
The gang does a speed section to and open up the door to the next area. The Let's Player notes that like the speed sections in this game are kind of bad because they have really bad camera angles and go too fast to actually tell what's going on, which means like if you're not like prepared, you can easily fuck up a whole bunch.
Weren't 3D Sonic like fast sections kind of bad for a long time, slash might still be bad? I might be wrong.
Well, force speed sections are a thing that happen in Sonic games, and they they can be bad to varying degrees. Like sometimes it's usually if like you have like if it's like auto scrolling always running things, it's usually a boss battle, and usually those aren't too bad. But there's also a very infamous part of Sonic 06 where like you're like locked to be constantly running, and if you like even run into anything, like regardless of whether or not it's something that actually hurts you, you automatically fail the level.
Oh,
Oh fuck.
ew.
Sonic and the gang go to this ancient research facility, and they do some puzzle platforming. Knuckles and Amy open up a door to the next area, but Sonic and Tails fall into a trap door into another section. So they get divvied up. There's like a section where you play as Knuckles and Amy, and a section where you play as Sonic and Tails. Like some of the robots that show up in this level are like snake robots that can like climb into the grunt robots and pilot them. There's helper robots, and if you hit them, they give you like a special item you can use. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. In the videos that we watched for this, it includes like a tornado machine, a big feather that blows wind, and like uh, some sort of trombone that plays music notes.
Oh hell yeah. Is it just
Yeah,
like
it's
music
good.
note weapon? Like the music notes hurt you or something?
Yeah, the music notes hurt the enemies.
Oh, it's good. I misunderstood.
So Knuckles and Amy come across this sort of floating robot. It's got like one big lens eye, and it's all old and like covered in moss.
Would you say ancient?
Yes, I would say it's an ancient robot.
Interesting.
It scans Knuckles and Amy, but doesn't recognize them, and explains that it's looking for a blue hedgehog. There's like a bit where initially the robot says that it can't tell, like, that the information on why they need to find Sonic is classified, but then Amy's like, come on. And the robot just instantly gives in. It's like, peer pressure recognized. I need the blue hedgehog to stop Lyric.
I love how they programmed anxiety and peer pressure into this robot.
Good job, Lear. Or I don't know who built the robot. Good
Truly.
job. You gave the robot anxiety.
Look what you did. It's got anxiety.
So Knuckles, being kind of a moron, tells tells the robot where Sonic and Tails are. Like, he's like, how can we trust you enough to tell you that Sonic and Tails are a couple levels below? And it just goes.
It's just like, thanks, bye.
I'm also picturing the robot, since I'm a bad student and don't watch the video, and there's a Magnemite sticker in front of me. I'm just picturing it as a Magnemite. Since it's got one eye.
Basically is.
I think that's a good thought experiment.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm, like, reading something and I don't have text, like, I'll fill something in with a mental image like that.
Yeah, it basically is Magnemite. Let me just...
You love to see it.
Yeah.
We
cut back to Sonic and Tails, and Sonic's just been telling Tails about the importance of, like, one-liners and how to give a good one and how to make it work and so on and so forth. And eventually they get tired of this and they go through some platforming. There's a water running section, and you can stop running and there's no consequences. You just...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sonic can just float in this.
I thought that was super weird, because, like, Sonic, at least in, like, other things, is, like, weak to water. That's, like, his big weakness, you know? But in this, it just doesn't matter. And I'm like, seems like bullshit. Is this just, like, a game for babies or something?
I would say it is. It seems to be like that.
Always constantly torn by be like, oh yeah, the game should be like engaging and like pull you through the game and be fun. And then I'm always just like, this game is made for like 5-year-olds. I don't want a water level where you die if you hit something. I don't think a 5-year-old would have fun with that.
I've played games, like, I would give a kid, like, I guess so. But, like, I've played enough games, like Paper Mario and stuff, that are fun now as an adult that I think I liked as a child, that I'm like, there's a way of balancing.
That is true. I'm also like bad at video games, and I know if I was 5 and I died once in a game, I would be like, okay, I don't need to do this anymore.
That's true. That's valid.
It is worth noting that I think, like, this ability to walk on water is, like, limited to stuff like this. Like, there's, like, this rather infamous video from when the game came out of, like, someone, like, controlling Tails, walking into, like, the shores of some water and immediately dying.
Oh! That's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah.
Did they, like, drown die, or was it just, like, game over?
I think, like, it was, like, Tails fell over and I think, like, it might have... I honestly can't remember. It might have been a drown animation. Just, like, sinking into the water. And it, like, fades out. Like, from what I've learned of this game since then, the player might not have actually died. They might have just, like, been respawned to an area further away from the water. But it sure does look like it. Like, it's also worth noting that rings in this game are just health. They don't work like they do usually in Sonic games. Like, normally in a Sonic game, the deal is you pick up some rings. If you get hit, you can just, if you get hit, you lose your rings, but you can pick them up and try to keep going. In this, they're just HP. That's all they do.
Interesting.
Yeah. And, like, in some other games, so, like, if you save up rings from the end of a previous level, you might be able to, like, use them in some kind of store or another. But rings aren't currency either in this game. They're just health.
Yeah, and this is probably where the balance could have been struck because, like he says, like if you lose all your rings, you just spawn back into that exact same spot like a second later. So it's like you could have had save areas, I guess.
Yeah, so Sonic and Tails go through more of the level. They run into the robot from before, and the robot seems to recognize them and acts like it's seen them before. The robot reveals their name to be Maya, spelled Maia. Maya explains they rebelled against Lyric and helped imprison him 1,000 years ago.
I do love a robot that has personality and goes against, either their creator or goes against their programming. I do love that shit.
Maya tells them that there's a map that can show them where all the crystals are, but because it disappeared a very long time ago, they actually have to go back in time to find it. But first they need to reactivate a generator to use the time machine to go back. So Knuckles and Amy have to do some puzzle platforming to take care of that. I think they get another crystal when they reactivate it. Maya activates the time machine, and it's one of those kinds that's like a Stargate. It opens up a portal and you go through it to another time period. But before Sonic and Tails can go through, it's Shadow the Hedgehog.
Suddenly, a hero emerges.
He
is
here.
Have no fear.
So excited. True ambivalence.
Yeah, Shadow in this game seems to be a tertiary antagonist. And
I thought you were going to say a turf, and I was like, fuck turf.
No. I would never. Shadow the Hedgehog would never be that horrible.
Shadow is the villain in this game, but he's not evil.
True. Now I'm picturing Shadow with turf bangs. I'm sorry. Continue.
Oh.
Now I'm picturing Shadow just making awful tweets.
Oh no! Don't give anyone in Sonic Twitter. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Shadow believes that trans rights are human rights. It's just that humans don't have rights either.
True.
Like, Shadow shows up, and he goes on this bit about... There's this very distinct line where, like, Sonic explains he needs to get the crystals to save the world. And Shadow says this incredible line. Saving the world. You don't make it. You're weak. And you know what makes you weak? Your loyalty to your pathetic friends.
No! Friendship makes me strong! Ah! That's not what he says. That's just what Morgan says.
That's what Sonic should have said.
It's what he said in spirit.
Shadow was like, friendship sucks. And Sonic went,
In Sonic went sicko mode, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a boss fight against Shadow. Shadow has, like, chaos energy powers. This is, like, a recurring thing about Shadow and everything. Even though there's no Chaos Emeralds in this game, he has chaos powers.
He also can make them travel through time.
Wait, yeah, Chaos Control is, like, time shit, isn't it? You can, like, pause and shit?
Yeah, he just, like, takes them to the Ice Age and then, like, I think to the end of dinosaurs? I don't know, there's just a boneyard.
Yeah, it's like 3 stages, and each stage is in a different time period. First it's in the time room, then it's in the Ice Age, then it's in dinosaur times.
It's actually just the boneyard from Lion King.
Yeah. That'd be good.
It does explain. I do like that. Like, Shadow's favorite movie is The Lion King. He'll never admit it, but he loves it.
Shadow watches The Lion King and says, "I could have outrun that herd of whatever."
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I just hit the table. Yeah, the stampede.
Shadowkin's the boy lion from the sequel.
Oh my god!
He does.
Oh my god! Oh.
Shadow is just Marge Simpson. I just think he's neat when he sees the boy lion from the second movie.
No.
As far as the fight goes, he can like shoot balls of energy. He can like glow invincible. According to this, the time travel stuff is the time travel thing acting up and taking them to different places. But once they beat Shadow and go through the time portal, like Sonic kicked Shadow through a portal to the near future, which Maya explains is not theirs, or not Sonic and Tails, but their own. This isn't really elaborated upon, and all it really means is that, like, Shadow doesn't show up again until the ending cutscene.
I do love that it's just like kind of Deus Ex Machina, kind of like he's gone. It's fine.
He's somewhere. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't. According to like the person playing the game that we're watching videos of, he never shows up again until the end of the game, which is a little disappointing to me because I would have loved this to have recurring rival fights against Shadow, like in other Sonic games.
Can't wait to get to those.
One day.
Yeah.
Never.
Someday we'll roll a 1 or possibly a 2.
The one time you want to roll a 1.
So Sonic and Tails go to the proper time period, which is 1,000 years ago in a high-tech R&D facility, I think, from the ancient times. There's like a bit...
What if... I'm just picturing, like, is the ancient technology, does it kind of look like Breath of the Wild ancient tech? Because I feel like that'd be cool.
No.
I feel like it's probably not a cool enough game. But maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong.
I guess...
just looks like the cleaner versions of the technology they have in the future.
Yeah, it's just like the stuff from the second level, but cleaner.
Yeah,
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, the stuff they have in the future apparently is the Breath of the Wild stuff, and this stuff is like the good new stuff.
There's like a bit where Tails is stuck in this death tube full of like metal burners, and there's one big burner heading for him. Sonic has to break computers and hit switches and stuff to get Tails out of there. According to the person playing this, it's actually a really lenient section. Like, Tails will get hit by it for a bit, and like, they'll just say, like, do this faster. Stop taking so long. And it's not really a high risk thing. But
it sounds like this whole game is a little bit lenient.
Yeah. Tails is able to break out, and they do some more puzzle platforming. We introduce a new mechanic, which is Tails having buddy bots that can be used to like go through small doors and solve puzzles. The buddy bots can also be used in combat as like an additional support to attack enemies. Sonic and Tails run into Maya again, but this time Maya is new and clean, and they just are able to like get Maya up to speed pretty well. Like, Maya's instantly able to understand what's going on. Even though
they walk up to her and she's like, I don't know you, and they're like, yeah, but you met us in the future, and she's like, okay, that sounds about right.
Is this why like she doesn't recognize Amy and Knuckles? Because it's just Sonic and Tails.
Yeah, they just straight aren't involved.
Sonic and Tails fill Maya in on the situation, and Maya says that they need to clear a path to give Maya access to a weapon that can stop Lyric's plans. And in exchange, Maya will give them access to the map room, since they need to get that crystal map. Sonic and Tails continue through the level, and they meet. At one point, they go off into a side area and meet someone who I can only hope is Tucker's ancestor, unless Tucker has somehow lived for 1,000 years.
It's very much implied that it's Tucker.
Yeah.
What?
Which means he's A, been alive for 1,000 years, B, knows that Sonic and Tails have to time travel to fix his crops, and C, whatever is in that bottle ruined his crops for 1,000 years. I want to know what's in that bottle. Is it radioactive? What is it?
They seem to think it. They say like it's poison berries instead of boysenberries.
God. I also have a theory about Tucker. So, you know how like animals, like turtles live like 100 years, like regular real life turtles. Well, if Sonic characters are like their animal counterpoints, but like with human ages. Oop, I just hit my table again. God. Uh, maybe that happens to turtles too. Like, so, you know, like a hedgehog wouldn't live to being like, 16 as a teen, and then like probably like, a human lifespan. So maybe it increases a turtle lifespan too. Just becoming anthropomorphized makes you live longer. This is my theory.
Yeah.
It's just a game theory.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. Yeah.
Let's see. They continue through the level. It should be noted that because of this time travel thing with Tucker, there's going to be like a bunch of areas that are opened up when they go back to the hub world.
Ooh.
Sonic and Tails get to this room with a huge under construction robot, and Lyric is planning to steal all the crystals. They see Lyric like ranting to his subordinate, who is actually past Quincy. Lyric reveals he wants to destroy the ancients and steal all the crystals because he wants revenge. The crystals, exposure to the crystals doing science stuff made him like horribly, horribly sick, and the only way he was able to keep himself alive was technology he developed himself. The ancients' medicine did not work at all. So now he wants to wipe out all organic life and replace it with synthetic life.
Okay, that part. I get wanting some kind of revenge, but like wiping out all life? Sounds like an excuse, my friend. His
explanation is like, oh, they didn't tell me that the crystals would make me sick, and also they didn't tell me their medicine wouldn't help me, so I'm going to kill all of them. Which just sounds like a maybe little bit of an overreaction.
Yeah.
He should be happy. He has a cool diver suit.
So do all the ancients not have the diver suit then?
I guess not.
Apparently not. It's a Lyric exclusive.
Is he the only ancient you see?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Is he the only ancient with arms?
No idea. They might have arms.
Interesting.
Let's see. It should be noted, Lyric only ever shows up in this game and in Shattered Crystal, which came out at the same time. But somehow both of these are canon to the TV show, despite what some of the stuff in the TV show would make you think, because the TV show is very silly. Sonic and Tails keep going through the level, and they fight a mini-boss. It's like a big robot with one eye and this spiked mace arm. That's all I have to say about that. They beat it. There's another speed section. And Sonic and Tails get to the weapon room for Maya. And I think Maya takes control of some sort of big robot. It's not really clear.
Is it the big robot they were working on, or a different big robot?
I think it's a different one.
Okay.
It might be the same model or whatever. I'm not sure.
So Maya's in a Gundam.
Yeah.
Maya got in the robot.
Yes.
Let's see, they go down an elevator to the map room and they make a bunch of jokes. Honestly, these jokes, some of them are alright. It does feel very similar to the show's writing. There's like a bit about how Eggman looks thinner and they think it's because he's stressed out from trying to fight them all the time.
Eggman in the show, right? Because he doesn't show up in the game.
He shows up a bit.
He showed up at the start. I don't know if / when he shows up again.
Oh, I accidentally watched part 5 because I forgot that I was just auto running, and he does show up in the exact next part.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that when we get to it.
Good Eggman content soon.
Devon's the teacher now.
I am the captain.
Sonic and Tails get to the map room. Sonic and Lyric fight while Tails gets a digital copy of the map. This is a cutscene and not a boss fight. Sonic and Tails are able to escape. Sonic and Tails escape, and it's not really clear, but Sonic closes a door and Lyric can't get through, and Sonic's like, see you in 1,000 years, and leaves, goes back to the present off screen. I guess there's a time loop or something.
Is that like where he found him? Like, did he lock him away in the place that Sonic unlocked him from?
Wait, no.
I think that's what it's applied?
Yeah, it seems to imply that, but I'm not sure since, like, the place they find Lyric, it looks very different. It's got a bunch of, like Hedgehog and Echidna statues everywhere and stuff like that.
Maybe they put those there after.
I guess the ancients are able to thwart him and seal him away since they helped Maya defeat him.
Oh, okay.
That's it for this episode. I figured since we're just going over most of the same stuff again, we just go over the questions we got from last time again.
Yeah, because they're lost. Curse you, Eggman!
I remember saying something very cursed and forgetting about it, and now
I remember that.
I don't remember what the joke was, but it's gone now.
I don't know what it was either. Do you remember, Devon?
No, my internet cut out during all of that, so I came back in right at the tail end of it.
Damn it! Oh, that's probably what...
Right?
That's... Rip.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just...
Ask Zone. Come to our Ask Zone to ask us questions. In Discord.
If you want to ask us a question, you can either go on Twitter and reply to one of our We're Recording tweets, and or you can ask at your leisure on the Ask Zone. Going forward, we'll like set the topic there on like Sunday or Monday, and then you can just ask whenever you feel like it.
Oh my god. I forgot how Mask asked his question on Twitter.
Yeah, so we're going to open with Max's question, which is, hey Hoggers, long-time listener, first-time caller. If you could use Boom Knuckles' infinite jump glitch for yourself, where would you clip through? I guess I can explain the Knuckles jump glitch. So Knuckles has a move where he like does a breakdance and at the end he does a little jump. If you pause in the middle of that jump and unpause, he will continue that animation and keep going up and up and up. It's not as useful as you'd think or hope, sadly, but I think some speedrunners are able to like get it to skip past at least one section.
It just seems like kind of a boring way to play the game because you have to keep pausing it.
Yeah.
But like also it's very funny, at least the first time that you get it to work. I think last time I said I would clip into Area 51.
Alright, yeah. Last time I definitely remember what I said, which was that I wanted to just jump up to roofs and hang out on roofs. I would love to be on roofs more often.
Honestly, mood.
I think, yeah, I think my internet clipped out also during this part. I think the whole questions for me were basically a hell zone. So I'm going to say also clip up to roofs because the idea of taking a nap on a roof just sounds very nice.
Yeah. Next Twitter question is from Stephen Moore. Friend of the show, Stephen Moore at Marshmallow asks, what weapon would the dark, edgy version of you use?
Oh yeah, this was a cool one because it made me think of like what kind of weapon I like normal Morgan would use, and then the evil version of myself would use. But I don't remember what I said last time.
I remember I said the evil me would use like a big spiked mace, because if I could wield any melee weapon, it'd be a big hammer.
I think the evil version of me, I know I would want like a nice staff because A, I could feel like a wizard, and B, I could hit people in the shins, and that just sounds fun. I think the evil version of me would either have like just a spiky like one, or they would probably just have a gun because that sounds boring. And that's what evil me would be. They'd just be like blam.
Yeah. That sounds good.
I think I actually said a quarterstaff last time because I was like, good me would be a wizard, magic user. But actually, I love the idea of like, so this is slightly unrelated, but like I played a D&D camp, like probably my first 5e one. I played a character that was a bard and played a drum, and then the evil version of them played a violin. So like in this world, if like I was a cool magic user, I'd want to do something like that, where like the good me would play like a big loud instrument, and the evil version of me would be like more proper instrument-y stuff. Because I just feel like I'm a proletarian hero, and the evil version of me is a bougie shithead.
I like. This is semi-related. I've never played, because I'm bad at video games, as I said before. I never played the, I think it's like the Shadows of Mordor Lord of the Rings game. But I just know there's like, I saw one clip where there's an orc who just runs in as a bard and plays a tune on like a nice little guitar, and then he just turns it into an axe immediately. So that's what I was envisioning that entire time.
Fuck yes.
He just like sings a tune about how much he wants to kill you, and then he just turns it into an axe, and I just love that so much.
He's a barbarian.
He's oh, you know?
I don't know like actual weapons. Probably just like
I just know staffs because they look
evil
cool.
Me. Okay.
I mean, Shadow has a gun sometimes.
Shadow does have a gun, and he uses it to kill cops, so, you know, that's not evil.
Petition to give Shadow guns more often.
Petition to let Shadow kill cops
chaos
more often.
Control. True.
Let's see, who's that's the Twitter questions. So
Yeah.
let's read off the 3 Discord questions.
Oh, I remember being confused by James the Catgirl's question because
Yeah.
I was like, who the fuck?
Yeah.
And you
James,
explained it.
yeah. I guess I can explain it again because, like, it does require, like, some background information that I think the average internet person might have, like, forgotten or lost access to. But James the Catgirl asks, did you attend Medibot's School of Identifying Items? And can you identify what's in all of the secret crowns? So, just for, like, some background details, Medibot was part of a Let's Player group on the Something Awful forums from the late 2000s to the early 2010s. And they were part of that. The group was led by, I believe, a user named PokeCap'n. I also remember there was someone named Kung Fu Jesus. I don't remember the other members off the top of my head.
This was like the first like well-known Sonic 06 playthrough. Yeah. I just never watched it.
Yeah. They did like one of the first big Sonic 06 Let's Plays.
Yeah.
And like part of that Let's Plays thing was they basically played it nonstop over a weekend while using a rented copy on a borrowed PS3.
God. Playing that game for like 2 days straight or whatever sounds horrific.
Yeah. Yeah, like some of the fun things they did were like they do like little quiz poll things where like they'd come up with like a trivia topic and like you had to answer it in the thread as like the episodes were being uploaded. They would continue to do more LPs of other Sonic games, usually to a less chaotic degree. Like I think they played like everything up to Generations. I know they played Unleashed, they played Black Knight, I think they played Colors, and I know they played Generations. But, like, in the Sonic Unleashed LP, one of the things they did for fun was Medibot would try to identify every collectible they acquired. Like, there's like a big list in the LP archive thread. Like, actually, if you are at all curious about these old LPs, head to the LP archive and just look up PokeCap'n. Or PokeCap'n under the authors section. I'm just gonna pull up some of the things I identified items as. Let's see, I'm just trying to dig through this now. I'm getting flashbacks. Oh, wait, no, this is the
excited to get to this game.
Yeah. So, where is it? Am I looking at the wrong one again? No, this is the right one. I just need to find the thing. Wait. Is it not here?
Oh no.
Oh no, there it is. There's the list of collectibles. I just mistook it for something else. Okay. Like some of these include the Sword of Kings, the original manuscript for the Similarian, a sign marked "Do not explode this box," a name tag that says, "Hi, my name is Dark Gaia Phoenix," a name tag that says, "Get up on the Phoenix's back," and the princess's secret slide. And this it was a fun bit. Like, there's a whole list of all these items on the archive. It's wonderful. But anyways, there are crown medals in this game. They serve as a secondary currency or something.
What's their primary currency if it's not rings?
Scrap metal from destroying robots.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see. What do you think the crowns are? I remember what I said they were, but why don't we just figure that out?
I don't remember what you said. I mean, one of them's gotta be like paper crown or something.
Maybe they're different kinds of hats.
Ooh, yeah. And then one of them's the same as the previous hat, and it's just called Same Hat.
Is one of them Knuckles' great hat from the OVA?
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Oh, thank God.
There's definitely at least one Burger King crown. The
Definitely.
Super Crown is probably one of them. You don't put it on, but it's there. Yeah. These are
the dumb hat that what's his face from Riverdale wears.
Jughead's hat?
Yeah, Jughead. Duh. Obviously, his name's Jughead. I just couldn't remember his fucking name.
Yeah, so I think that's what they are now. It's a collection of hats, particularly crown hats. So let's move on to the next question. Flutterdark asks, why do we need the crystals to get into places when most of the places are just blocked by doors we can fly over? And also, just asking if we can explain the infinite jump glitch, which we did.
Yeah, and if it's been patched or not, which I don't know.
Yeah. I think he says it did get patched.
Yeah, it got patched out. I think the speedrunning trick was at least one of the doors you could just fly over.
That's cool. That's fun. But probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knuckles lacks the patience.
True.
Knuckles lacks the focus, and Tails just says that's too much effort.
Knuckles lacks the knuckles. Except not really. Does he glide in this game like he does in other games? Like just regularly? Not like this glitch.
No, he traded his gliding for buff muscles.
Fair enough.
I think it's mostly just climbing, which...
Himbo Knuckles.
Himbo Knuckles is here.
I remember Keith's fucking question, because I exposed my ass.
Oh, goody.
Because I started talking about how Shadow would take...
So, Keith the Mouse asks, is Shadow the only top in the Sonic franchise? And
I said no, he's not a top, so no. Because he would take the Uki See Me quiz that was on things, and he would get badass Uki. Thank you.
That's it. Yeah, Shadow is a badass Uke.
I don't even need to know anything about anything else regarding who Hisime or anything is. I just know that boy is a bottom.
Sure, yeah. The only character... I'm not going to go too deep into this because it feels weird to talk about.
Didn't you say it was Eggman? Yeah, it was Eggman. All right. Enough of that.
So, do we want to go with what we rolled last week, or do we want to roll again?
If you want to roll on voice.
Yeah, why don't we
Huh.
just roll now and...
I'm gonna
'cause that
like
last one
laugh
was a
if you
mulligan.
get. I'm gonna laugh
It-
if you get it again, though.
That would be really funny is the thing. So I'm just gonna roll real quick. That is a 5. We are discussing Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably go through some episodes of that. I'll pick out 2 that are worth discussing, and we'll watch them. And talk about them.
I feel like we've gotten that one a lot.
Yeah, it seems...
Or maybe it was only 3 times, and it just seems like a lot.
We've done it at least twice.
Yeah.
No, wait,
Yeah.
we've done it 3 times. I'm remembering now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which does make it more than some other stuff we've gotten. Why don't we take things to the close?
Sounds good.
Good for me.
You can. Do we plug? We plug the Twitter first, right? Like the podcast Twitter first.
Yeah, sure. Let's plug where you can find this podcast. You can find it on your podcatcher of choice. You can find our Twitter, which is at ShuffleSonic on Twitter. You can email us at SonicShufflecast@gmail. You can go to our Discord, which is linked in the Twitter, and discuss things with us. Okay, yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, email at SonicShufflecast. You can find actually, Morg, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Haunting the Morg. That's Haunting the MORG. There you'll find, my pinned tweet, which at the moment only has the other podcast that I was on. Wow, cool robot. A Gundam rewatch podcast or watch podcast. Neither of us have seen it before. I was on the first series of it. They have moved on because Max is the other host, and he's like gonna be on it for the whole time. And they're on Zeta now. And then watch there because you'll hopefully find me on my new Hunter x Hunter podcast that I purposely keep calling Hunter x Hunter. Stay tuned.
Devon, where can we find you? Devon? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Back? Hey!
Yeah,
Yes.
you're back now.
Oh, I don't know why I
Yay.
did that. I'm sorry. I have no idea why
No.
you kicked me.
We're close to the end, getting done.
Yeah.
It's just funny that it happened like right as you were gonna do your plugs.
It really did not want me to do those, apparently. Hey, did you guys plug your stuff?
I plugged mine. Dan hasn't done his yet, but I think he led into yours. So
Okay. Well, sorry about that. You can find me on Twitter at Groovin Ghastly. You can find me at Tumblr at Jazz Dumpster. You can hear me and my other hosts for our Hunter x Hunter podcast, Going Will Hunting. We've put out a few more episodes of that. It's really fun, really nice. I'm still so glad that apparently 2 hosts on this have 2 unrelated Hunter x Hunter podcasts, which is just...
yes, they're unrelated.
They're so very unrelated, and it's so fantastic how that happens.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
We are all become one podcast.
We are hitting the ultimate form. But
We are all one podcast, the human podcast.
God damn it.
Anyways, great name for a podcast idea where it's just 100 hosts all speaking in unison. Um,
Holy shit. That's so scary.
but that's all I got.
Yeah.
Okay, Dan, where can we find you?
You can find me at a lot of places, and you can find all those places at linktr.ee/Mike_Dawson with a 0. From there, you can find my Twitter. You can find the other podcasts I'm on, which include Pot of Greed, a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. We're on the Egypt arc, where it's the last arc of the original series. You can find me on Stranger's Fiction, which is an actual play podcast. We very recently recorded a new episode where we played where I GM'd a one-shot of the game Skate or Die by Riley Hopkins.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, man, I need to be on that again.
Yeah. I don't think it has any Twitter yet, but you can also find another podcast I'm on that very recently started called Disney Minus, where we go through the Disney catalog, or the Disney film catalog.
Oh, shit?
Yeah.
I didn't realize you were on that for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I've also taken over as editor. That'll be fun. You can also find my art blog and my Ko-fi, where for as little as $3 you can order a commission from me. And you can find my comedy blog at Xbox_holiday, where Usher celebrates holidays with Xbox. And
Labor Day's next.
yeah. Soon it will be Labor Day. Yeah, I think that's it. We already mentioned where we can find this podcast. So, as always, Sonic is real, he is strong, and he is my friend.
Sonic's the only blue life that matters.
The only one.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Night.